The Baltimore Ravens are showing the NFL that this isn't the same old team. A key piece of the team is going to stick around Baltimore a little while longer. With the team having to make cuts, there were some surprising roster moves made yesterday, and a familiar face returns.
3 undrafted free agents on make a 50-man roster. Has that ever been done?
But first, let's get it. But first, let's start this video off by the most important news of the day. Today, the Baltimore Ravens have extended safety Kyle Hamilton to a 4-year, $100 million extension. With this extension, there comes $82 million in guarantees. And with this new money, this makes Kyle Hamilton the highest paid safety in the league. People around the football world are finding out what Baltimore Ravens fans already knew. Kyle Hamilton is the best safety, bar none, in the NFL. He is the Swiss Army knife that the Ravens use all over the field. He can play linebacker, he can play edge rusher, he can play safety, he can play corner. And the thing that I like about this extension is they didn't wait around to the end. They didn't let him play out his 5th-year option, and then the prices of the safety started to skyrocket even more, and then they would have to shell out even more money. They paid him up front, they paid him early, and they got all of this out the way, possibly saving themselves some money, giving them a little more room under the salary cap to sign some free agents. Kyle is entering his 4th season, and just in these 3 seasons alone, he is a 2-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time All-Pro. He was 9th in voting in Defensive Player of the Year last season. So it was kind of a no-brainer that the Ravens would lock him up and keep him on this team. Now, this signing takes one of the chess pieces off the board, because when the Ravens hit 2026, they have a boatload of free agents that they have to decide, are they going to keep or are they going to let them walk? And if you don't know, there is a lot of great talent that the Ravens have to make decisions on. We have Isaiah Likely, we have Charlie Kolar, we have Keaton Mitchell, Daniel Faalele, Jair Alexander, Odafe Owe, David Ajabo, Kyle Van Noy, Travis Jones, Jordan Stout. The Ravens have above and beyond 20 plus free agents that contributed to this team in one way or another to decide on, and them signing Kyle Hamilton makes this a little bit easier. It gives them a little more freedom. It's one less thing to worry about, one less player that they have to negotiate with. So kudos to the Ravens on this and getting it done and out the way. And yesterday, with the Ravens having to finalize the 53-man roster at about 4 p.m., even though we always don't find out until around 8, the Ravens are showing the NFL that this is not the same old Baltimore Ravens. In years past, the Ravens would normally take draft picks and sometimes would prioritize them over more talented undrafted free agents.
To endure.
I'm open! I'm open!
Because the Ravens love to stick with their draft picks. They figured, we took the time out to scout you, we drafted you, we're going to give you some time to develop. But this season seems to be a little bit different. This season, the Ravens seem to be of sorts going all in to get over that hump to win that NFL championship. And you could just look at some of the moves that they've made throughout this offseason to tell they're doing business a little bit differently. Whether it was drafting Mike Green, to extending Rashad Bateman for a 2nd year in a row, to extending Derrick Henry. Baltimore is changing the narrative on how they operate as a team. Now, when it came to that 53-man roster cutdown, there were a few surprises, most notably Jalen Armour-Davis. There were a lot of us, myself included, that thought that Jalen Armour-Davis actually played well this preseason. But I believe that his injury history was enough for the Ravens not to believe in him. And with all the talent that the Ravens have collected, they just felt like they didn't need him, nor did they want to take that chance. And with that being said, if you haven't seen the headlines, the Ravens have 3 undrafted free agent rookies make the team. But it goes a little further than that, because there are actually 4 undrafted free agents that made the team this season. I don't know if that's an NFL record, but it is certainly a change for the Baltimore Ravens. So shout out to the guys that made it. First of all, Corey Bullock. He is a former Terp, a PG County native, and you know that I always root for the hometown guys. In 2024, Bullock tried out, didn't make the team. His plans didn't go the way that he wanted to, but he put his head down and he went to work. He came back even stronger and better at his craft, and he actually made the team. Then we move on to the rookies. First, you have linebacker Jay Higgins. To me, he probably was the best player in the preseason for the Baltimore Ravens. He was all over the field. He was making plays. He had a sack. He had a fumble. He batted down passes. He did everything that was needed to make this roster. Now, there was some speculation that he might just not make it because the Ravens weren't going to keep that many inside linebackers. But when you see a talent like that, that is something that you have to keep around. You have to develop and see, is he worth being on this team and can he make those plays?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Heart rate's a little high right now.
These are the hardest days for me to make these decisions, and you made it. You made it. You know, because I love Hawkeyes. Busted your ass every day. You kept stacking good days, and you earned it, man. I'm going to have to actually take it back from you, but I'll give it back to you later today.
I don't even know if I believe it. They brought me into the office.
What they saying?
He said I made it.
No, you didn't, Jay.
He said I made it.
Okay, let me call you back. Let me call you back.
I
love you. I love you.
Then we have safety Ruben Lowry, who was just a beast out there. He made a name for himself early in training camp and didn't disappoint when it came to preseason action. He had that interception in the end zone versus the Dallas Cowboys. He continued to make plays all throughout camp, and his play made other players expendable, most notably one of the ones that I rooted for. But hey, if he is more talented, if you feel that he can make more plays, if he's one of those guys that can get those turnovers that we need, because we desperately in the playoffs need this Ravens defense to create more turnovers. If he can be that guy, then that's the one that you bring onto this roster.
Tough day. You made it.
Crazy, man.
You made it. Congrats.
Appreciate
You made it.
Man.
This is
Crazy.
yours.
No way.
Yes way. You earned it. You had a great preseason. Busted your ass every day. Made plays every chance you had. From Chattanooga to the NFL. It's crazy.
So glad that I got an opportunity to be here.
What's up, Dad?
What's
I got some crazy news for you. I made the 53-man roster, Dad.
What? You know, can you text your mama? Cause
You can call. If she's at work, I'll text her.
You do your thing. Congratulations. We will talk later tonight. Celebrate, okay?
Yes, sir.
And lastly, we have cornerback Keon Martin. This one was a huge surprise to most people, only because not only was he an undrafted free agent, he made the team from just a tryout. He wasn't one of those prioritized undrafted free agents that the Ravens sought. They just brought him in to try him out, and he played hard and he made plays. And this is exactly why we tell you guys, size is not a skill. If you have the heart, the determination, if you put forth that effort, you can live out your dreams. And Keon Martin is one of those guys who's living out his dreams, just coming off of a trial, just one day walking in saying, listen, let me see if I can make this team. I'm gonna give it my best and I'll land where I land. And it landed him on the 53-man roster.
How you doing?
Good.
One of the hardest things we have to do, and it's going to be really hard for a lot of guys. But not you. You made it. You made it. Were you nervous?
Heart racing, man.
Made it.
Hey, man. Oh, man. Man, this mean a lot, man. This mean a lot. My mom, man, she gonna be so happy, man. What up, man? You at work? Call me upstairs. And they told me, I made the team. I made the 53.
Yeah! Oh my God! Yes!
So to me, this shows a different side of the Ravens. This shows that they are prioritizing talent over status, over stature. If you were drafted, where you were drafted, the point is, if you can play, you can make this roster and you can contribute to this team. Just knowing that the Ravens did that and then seeing the joy, the humility, and just the raw emotion from these guys making the team, it gives me goosebumps. Like the hair is standing up on my arms because I can't wait for football to start. We are inching closer and closer to football. The Baltimore Ravens, to me, in the Lamar Jackson era, have the most collection of talent that I have ever seen, with Lamar leading us at QB. So I'm just going to sit back and wait and see what this 2025 season takes us. And that was not it for all of the Baltimore Ravens news. Even though yesterday was the deadline for the Ravens to finalize their 53-man roster, they are not done. There are still a lot of moving pieces, roster moves to be made, deals to be done. And one deal that was done today was the Ravens brought back a familiar face. I know if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing Yolanda talk about this day in and day out, nonstop, blah, 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 whatever. But the Ravens have brought back Pro Bowler quarterback Tyler Huntley to the team. Now, he is on the practice squad, but he is on the team. Recently cut by the Cleveland Browns, he comes back home to Baltimore to take up one of those practice squad spots, which means possibly Devin Lurie is done with the Baltimore Ravens. They've seen enough from him throughout this preseason to know he just isn't that guy, even though many of us knew this when the Ravens drafted him. So they're bringing back a guy that is kind of familiar with the offense. He's familiar with the teammates, and in a pinch, he can possibly start a game. Don't get me started. But also when you add guys, you have to lose guys. And the Ravens lost a few players. Jalen Armour-Davis and CJ Ravenel have been picked up by the Tennessee Titans. Jalen Armour-Davis is reuniting with the former Ravens defensive back coach. So that means those two players are gone. Also, safety Bo Braid has been picked up by the New York Giants. Not happy about that one. Thought he was going to come back on the practice squad. But listen, that young man has a family to feed. He has a life to make. So I understand. And you really can't be cut by a team and be choosy on what you want to do and where you want to go. Also, Jason Jones was picked up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that leaves 4 players that possibly will not be returning to the Baltimore Ravens. And now for a full list of the Ravens practice squad. So this rounds out the team as of right now. Not finalized, but as of right now, we have the 53-man roster, and we have these guys that were just added to the practice squad. We have the aforementioned Tyler Huntley, Anthony Miller, Keith Kirkwood, Marquise Robinson, Dearness Johnson, Thomas Graham, Keandre Jackson, Lucas Scott, Chandler Martin, Kamen Rucker, of course Brent Urban, Malik Ham, Nick Samak, Jared Penning, Gerard Lichenhan, and Zaire Mitchell-Patton. So those 17 players round out the practice squad for now. Of course, there are interchangeable parts. Things are going to happen. Guys may become available that the Ravens might want to seek out and sign. But until then, this is your 2025 iteration of the Baltimore Ravens. And if you ask me personally, it's not looking like a bad squad. It's looking like a championship level team, all things considered. So hopefully the Ravens have cured all those things that ailed them in previous seasons and can get everything together because the talent level is there. The experience is there. We have the men to lead us on the field, take this team to a Super Bowl. Now, us as fans, the only thing that we have to do is just sit back and wait.